Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about Overstock stock, and one of the main reasons why I've been watching this stock over the last few months is as a result of Wayfair and the way we saw Wayfair rocket off, especially after a very strong earnings. Now, similarly to the situation with Wayfair, they've been slowly climbing since the $18 mark all the way now to around $80, and especially after their earnings, they went all the way from 60 to 82, $83. So similarly to how we saw with Wayfair, they're up around 500% in the last 3 months, and with no high, like no ceiling price that we could expect them to be hitting here within the next few weeks. And that's what makes this company very good for a swing trade here. Now, one of the main things I was watching, like I said, is their earnings report. And you can see here that they were expected to have an estimated of negative 8 cents per share, but then broke that completely with around 72 cents per share. So what this shows is that they are a very growing company here and could potentially have a very strong earnings regardless of how the market is doing. Now, we've seen other companies suffer as a result of everybody being inside and as of many industries being closed and many opportunities to make money for a lot of these companies being closed in person. However, with a lot of these online websites and with a lot of these companies that operate 100% exclusively online, we've seen them actually rocket and potentially profit even 100% or 200% more than they should be doing during this time, as you can see from this crazy earnings chart. Now, additionally, if we just take a close look at their website, like I said earlier, you can see the point about how they are the exact copy of Wayfair. Now, they're doing exactly the same thing, selling these oversized products that a lot of these in-person stores can't take, and additionally they're shipping them to you same day. So that moves a lot of customers towards wanting to purchase on these online websites. You see that there's free shipping on everything here, so there's really no reason not to come to these online websites versus the in-store. Now, a lot of people also go in-store and check out a lot of these items and then just end up buying them online because of the convenience here and the fact that they have a very good return policy, which you don't see with a lot of these in-store items where it's simply you break it, you buy it, or you buy it, you keep it, you know? So you really don't see a lot of that with these online stores, and it's very fortunate and good for their business as they have a model of reliability and simplicity here. Like, it's much easier to buy online than in store, like I said, convenience, and that's what's been really pushing a lot of these online stores over the last few weeks here. So if we come to the chart here on TradingView, where I like to do a lot of my technical analysis, so if you're looking at what a company's making, what they're doing, and what they're selling and comparing to other companies, that's more fundamental analysis. Now, one of the main things that I would look at Overstock stock about is that they have around 6 million daily volume and the $4 billion market cap here, which kind of reflects on the fact that they are a growing company and that there's a lot of people watching this stock on a daily basis. Now, another thing that I want to point out is how full the candles are on Overstock. Now, with a lot of these other stocks, when we look at their chart pattern here, especially on the 1 hour, they probably have a lot of candles that resemble these two here, where the body of the candle doesn't close at the actual end of the wick. However, you can see that with Overstock, more often than not, their candles actually are full and they continue pushing through with this price strength that they've been seeing at whatever point the candle forms here. Now, you can also see this on the 1 day. They're having a lot of very full candles and you can't see a lot of wickage here. And what that kind of shows you is that there are a lot of investors pushing this stock price to whatever direction the stock is headed in for that day. Now, in the last few days, you can see here that they have been going up like crazy after the earnings and have shortly after pulled back and are kind of seeing where they're going to be testing for their support and resistance range here as they kind of level off and pull back from these all-time highs. Now, a very clear level would be around the $83 mark here to kind of see whether or not they're able to continue pushing and pushing over to maybe even the $100 range, or if they're going to kind of pull back, then I would watch for a buy around the $60 mark, or maybe even a buy around the 75 or around the 72, I mean. So just keep a close eye out on these levels because they do have to pull back eventually. Now, they might not have such a strong pullback all the way to the 75 as they are a very, very good company and their earnings just hit so far above. I don't think they will be pulling back, especially not all the way to the 60. However, watch for these levels to test and know that you're getting in at a very, very good position if you are at the $60 level. Now, what a subscriber wrote me today, and this was in reference to Kodak stock, is that you don't want to get into the train after the doors close. You want to get in there when the train is still empty and when there's still a lot of space for more people to come in. And Overstock is a stock that has been running here for multiple months and not even just days, months and weeks. So you want to make sure that you are getting in at a very, very favorable price for yourself and not kind of buying in just off the hype and hoping that a stock will continue upwards, as we've seen a lot of stocks simply bite their investors in the butt when they do come in at these overbought prices here. Now, I don't have any of my MACD or RSI indicators up right now because this is simply a stock where it is growing and growing and growing regardless of what is shown on the RSI or what is shown on the MACD. And if we did have the MACD, it would just be signifying that the stock is in an upwards momentum here. So just be very, very careful when you're buying into a stock like Overstock. And instead of simply buying in blindly, wait for one of these key levels to hit and wait for them to retest one of these support points, or wait for another piece of news to come out, which will probably be coming out very soon as a result of the stimulus checks here that are about to hit the economy very soon. Now, when the stimulus check news happens, this move right here was yesterday on Monday when we did have a lot of positive news about the stimulus checks come out, and a lot of people kind of think that it was the final countdown towards getting these stimulus checks pushed out. So just keep a close eye out because this is probably the biggest news that's going to be moving the market within the next weeks and maybe even months time frame. Now, I don't think it will take months to come out. However, be careful for when it does come out, and if we do see any sort of play where the market or where the government is telling us that these checks are not going to be coming out as soon as we thought, watch for a lot of pullback on these stocks such as Overstock, Salesforce, Fastly. All these stocks that have been running like crazy within the last few days could potentially see a pullback. So watch for these key levels, get in at the best price that you possibly can. Now, if you are a long-term investor, yes, I recommend Overstock for maybe even 2 or 3 years out. As you saw with Wayfair, there's really no cap on what these stocks could cost, and there's really nobody telling you that this stock, Overstock, could not run all the way to the 100, 150, maybe even $200. Now, they are smaller than Wayfair, but their market valuation, their market cap, as compared to Wayfair, allows them for a lot more room to run here. So just keep a close eye out on these stocks. The market loves these B type stocks where there's already a bigger brother in the market, such as with Home Depot and Lowe's, and they love to buy these second stocks and make them go up like crazy. So just keep a close eye out, guys. As always, right now is a great opportunity to buy in on a lot of these stocks and get the best opportunity as they will be growing within the next few weeks to months. And as soon as the market recovers and opens again, there will be a lot more people with spending money in their pocket that will potentially be able to bring these companies up to the next rung of price here. So just keep a close eye out on a lot of these companies, not just Overstock. Like I said, Salesforce as well, Fastly, all these companies are overdue for a small pullback and could potentially see a rocket over the level that they are right now. So just keep a close eye out. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe the video and watch out for the plays.